eybro. This is eybro and eybro. If you have no idea what I'm talking about, let's go back to 2001 when the rapper Eminem was visiting Stockholm to perform at the Globen. Globen is since a few years back renamed Avicii Arena in honor to the late Swedish DJ Avicii. It's a famous landmark in Stockholm and most people still call it Globen. And it looks like he's hanging with friends and crew backstage in some sort of green room. And as is often the case, there is a fridge filled with beer. This beer, Åbro. But if you're not used to the Swedish pronunciation, you might think it's pronounced eybro. So they start goofing around and someone is filming, like, "Hey bro, that's my eybro." And then a few years later, in 2008, the user WaxMasterC uploaded this clip to YouTube, and at around the same time, the famous Swedish journalist Fredrik Strage wrote an article also about this video clip. And this became a little bit of a viral hit in Sweden, and of course very good marketing for Åbro. Now it is forbidden in Sweden to make commercials about strong beer. I think only non-alcoholic beverages are allowed nowadays. But then, 20 years after the clip was filmed, in 2021, during the pandemic, Åbro finally capitalized on this meme and made their version eybro. And this is actually the best-selling beer in Sweden right now. I've talked about Norrlands Guld on the channel before, which used to be the best-selling beer, and which also has clever marketing, but now eybro is on first place. I have tried eybro before, but the original Åbro I'm not too sure. They are both cheap macro lagers, and the regular Åbro is common on tap, but I don't think I've ever tried the bottle. Funny story though, to get this bottle you have to order a pack of 15 in what we call in Sweden a buck. And I only did it for this video, for you guys. Because I wanted the beverage to be as similar to the Eminem video as possible. They have changed the design a little bit since then, but this is the closest you can get. And this is actually very old-fashioned, that you return this buck with all the bottles, they clean them and then refill them. That's rare in Sweden nowadays, but common in, for instance, Germany. Let's actually start with the regular Åbro. Oh, it smells like youth. It smells like the teens. I think I can pour it harshly. It's pretty foamy. Usually these macro lagers don't have much head to speak of. I'm surprised. Let's actually compare with the eybro. Is it the same? Maybe I just poured it too gently last time. The regular Åbro actually looks kind of tasty. Nice bit of lacing on the sides. Also notice the Åbro glasses I got, or the eybro glasses. See if we can start to compare the aromas. It's very little overall. The eybro actually smells a bit more sweeter, more white bread, honey, lemon, some sort of floral character. And the regular Åbro, drier, not the same honey, more compact white bread, lemon, but also a bit of that spring flowery character. I think the eybro will taste the least, so let's start with that. Skål. Yeah, the same thing as I experienced the last time when I reviewed it for Untapped. Kind of the very first experience, since I haven't been eating or drinking anything for a long time. you know, you are a bit more sensitive then, I get this little hint of almond paste, which I can find in the bock beers, the My Box from Germany. But after that, I think it just disappears. It has a sweetness, definitely, 5% ABV, and it drinks like low alcohol beer. In Sweden we have the Folksbeer, Folköl, with 3.5% ABV, and the light beer, Lättöl, on 2.25% ABV. And this could go as either of them. It's so light, almost watery. Maybe it has more of that sweet finish. It's almost a bit cookie doughy. No bitterness at all if compared to a Pilsner. But I totally get why it's the most sold beer, why people love it. The clever, lucky marketing, the low price amongst all, and the flavors which will offend no one. Except for those who hate beer that doesn't taste anything. A sip of water. And let's compare it to the Åbro Original. Skål! It's drier, it really dries up the tongue if compared to the eybro, but again almost no bitterness, and the aftertaste isn't very pleasant. It's just like nothing, a little bit of that soapy note that I don't like. It's not much, but because there is no bitterness, nothing else going on, well, I actually prefer the eybro's aftertaste. Even though it's sweet and cookie doughy, it's still something. The Åbro Original, or Original in Swedish, is slightly stronger, 5.2% ABV, but I think I would have guessed the eybro was stronger actually, because of the sweetness. Yeah, I really get why this is popular at the big masses. Just a perfect summer beer when you don't want to think about anything like aroma and taste. And maybe you want 6 of them. But did I describe the taste? I didn't, right? Let's go through it. So I mentioned the cookie dough, which appears in the end. Before that, it's more of regular white bread. You have lemon, a little bit of dried green herbs, and that's about it. Pretty boring beer. And the Åbro Original is about the same thing, but you don't get the cookie dough. It's more white bread all the time, a little bit drier, a little bit more bitterness. Now, I have 14 more of these now that I have to drink. And I will try to enjoy them, but I wouldn't have bought them if it wasn't for this video. But maybe, you know, you're already sitting down for dinner and then you realize, oh, maybe you want a beer? Yeah, I could grab an Åbro Original or an eybro just to have something instead of water or whatever. So Åbro, is it from Stockholm, as they say in the Eminem video? No, it's actually from the southeast of Sweden, from the province of Småland. Småland means small lands, obviously. And if you ever visit an IKEA store, you can check out the children's playground, because that is actually named Småland. It's the land for the small people, right? But it's also where IKEA was founded once upon a time. Anyway, the name Åbro is kind of funny. Usually you name a brewery after a city or a place or a real person. But in this case, where the founder wanted to build the brewery in the 1800s, was just next to a bridge. So river in Swedish is å. We actually have a few other names as well, but å is one of them. And bridge is bro. So river bridge, Åbro. And you see the lion with the crossbow. Pretty badass. That is the province of Småland's coat of arms, which Åbro kind of uses as their mascot. So to summarize, Åbro and eybro, great story and lore, mediocre beer. Click here to check out the video with Eminem, and over here for more Swedish beer videos. Thank you for watching, and remember, drink responsible. Hey bro!